So I want to go ahead and do this video. I want to go ahead and thank you all for all of your prayers, words of comfort, your all of your shows of support. Thank you to all of you, because this shit ain't no fucking joke what I'm up against. I did an article yesterday. Sorry if my voice sounds really, really terrible. It's because they've done taken the last of my consciousness, my child consciousness, which is what they do as part of this right before they kill you in your sleep. They take the most important consciousness of yours before getting rid of you. They're trying to intimidate me right now by snatching it. That's what they always do. Whenever you expose them, like somebody else, a supporter was saying, who's dealing with something very, very similar, they don't like to be exposed, so I'm just going to keep exposing them and talking about it. With that being said, I did an article yesterday in which I talked about Michael O'Terrence, also known as quite possibly Brian Gleason. Now, he's one of the people that's involved in this whole thing. Basically, it's not just Pauline, that fucking blonde bitch, that German bitch. I heard that she, from her own spirits, that she went to the Burger King at the place where I used to stay, the shelter I used to stay at, in Santa Monica, right on Pico Boulevard. Went looking for me there in the astral plane, and I told the bitch where I'm at. I'm not going to say over the whatchamacallit, but Lincoln Boulevard and Wilshire Boulevard, right here in Santa Monica. But anyways, with that being said, I want to go ahead and talk about what I've witnessed and what I've experienced. I did a blog article talking about him yesterday, and talking about how, you know, how deep this shit goes. This is not a regular curse. It's a bunch of people, including people who work at the Church of the Rose, also known as the Southern California Psychic Institute. I know I sound like one of them fucking schizophrenics that be getting on the fucking videos and all of that, talking about I got all these people who don't know my ass from shit to Shinola in real life after me, but trust me, this shit is true, it's real. I used to think them fucking people were batshit insane as well, you know, until I experienced it, and it befell me. You know, I think that the trouble with people like that is they're not really good at connecting the dots like I am, and they don't explain things in a very articulate, well-polished manner like I do. Because the shit that they talk about is very real, but either their spirit guides, their higher selves, unlike I, have fully done left them, and so they can't get any guidance on finding out to be able to connect the dots where these people are at, why they're doing what they're doing, what they're hooking up with to do it with, to do the things that they're doing. So with that being said, let me go ahead and talk about this network of people. It's not just, well, it mainly is them two motherfuckers. I'll show you how they look. I don't know why I just pressed the thing right there. I don't know why it's taking its time. It's taking a sweet long enough period of time. There's the park. Myself. Anyways, with that being said, it's a network of people that they're involved with, as well as entities that are involved in this shit. Before in the past, I properly named them Joe Hips, Barbara Hips. It's funny, her name is ironically Barbara. And a bunch of other people as well. There's a guy who wears glasses. I'm sensing with dark hair, white, or I don't think he's probably Jewish. Old fucking cock Jew. And he's involved. All of those people are involved. Now, I'm going to tell you how I know. Like I say before, a lot of these people who experience this shit don't know how to articulate themselves properly. All of this shit is happening in the astral plane. What these motherfuckers do is, with an onset of a curse like this, I'm explaining to you the entities that's involved and who they work with. They're not regular spirits, they're entities. There's a big difference between spirits and entities. These motherfuckers, what they do is, you have an inner world and an outer world. They turn your inner world inside out in the astral plane on your physical body so that entities from the astral plane can fuck with you. Maybe not on your physical body, but your astral body. They put your timelines out there so they can be fucked with and manipulated. They put your consciousness out there especially, which is extremely dangerous. I'm down to barely kneel my soul consciousness. They were attacking that earlier in the day. I was lying in bed and I woke up at about 5 a.m. in the morning, and next thing I know, I felt something trying to pull out my main soul consciousness. This is some evil ass shit that I'm fucking dealing with. It cannot be solved with sage and fucking holy water and all of that. And at one point in the middle of the night, they cut off my connection to God. I'm not going to explain too much how they did it, but they did. And they tried to sully it. That's why it's important that I do these videos and reach out. Because these motherfucking things are relentless. But I'm going to go ahead and explain to you what's going on. There's a group of evil people. The Church of the Rose, also known as the Psychic Southern California Institute, is involved. What they do is, it's a group of psychic vampires who get together and they go around in the astral plane finding people with great spiritual abilities and talents, and they energy vampire off of these people. The reason why in the early days of this curse I aimed for Joel and Barbara Hips is because when I would connect with their head and try to get my shit back from them, they have the same energy signature as that entity, Guru, aka David Reina, like I used to call at the time. And it was, he goes by Paul Edwards. As well as German bitch. Some Edwards, Veronica Edwards. I was told by, I think, a higher self or spirit guy. And they tried eliminating them out, but my connection with them is very, very strong, but I think they've eliminated 2 of them. That's how serious this shit is. With that being said, the worst of them is Paul and Veronica Edwards, because they go around looking for people to sacrifice. Now, I'm not sure if it's Joe Hips.
Александра, мы подходим.
I'm not 100% certain. I think it's them, because I think I've seen that bitch on the PCH before. Me and her had we had a run-in. Physical. With that being said, sorry man, they fucking with my consciousness right now as we talk. How you doing? Anyways, with that being said, the way these people operate is they go after people with great powers and blessings, especially spiritual powers more so, and the energy harvest off of them before killing them in their sleep. Now, before I say this, because it's gonna sound outlandish, that's how you know I'm fucking credible. These motherfuckers, let me go ahead and say that we get our subconsciousness from one or two places right before we incarnate. We get it from either Mars or Venus. Most women get theirs from Venus. Most men get theirs from Mars. These motherfuckers renegotiated rather, a soul contract with the two prime entities. There's many E and Z's, E and Z. Like E as in Edward, Z as in zebra, to be able to get their spiritual abilities. They negotiate with them. So they work with an entity that looks like this. At one point, they had my brother acting in that capacity, but they straight up had him in hell realms. My brother, as part of a ritual, which I witnessed while in jail, drank some water, as well as a roach by the name of Rosie. And I'll tell you something right now. Them roaches that I see occupying people's fucking bodies, like the barber entity like this. It's actually an ancestor of mine. Her name is Matilde McPherson. From what I understand, she was very, very poor. She lived in England. She was a racist bitch and couldn't stand me and used to give me a hard time. And I tried rescuing her in the astral plane last night so that I can stop the entity attachments. Because the way it works is that they're able to create a plethora of entity attachments by having somebody in their hell realm. When you take that accessibility away from them, when you take that person away from them out that hell realm and you heal that person, they can no longer create entity attachments of them. So as long as they have you in their grasp, they can create entity attachments of you. I just want to let you know how all this shit works. With that being said, so that shit the other fucking night, man, that was the most horrible thing. It was occupying a policewoman's body that I know works at the Lost Hills. From what I understand, in another timeline, she got afflicted with this shit. Next thing you know, she got taken over. It almost happened to my parents. Now, anyways, they negotiated with this place on Mars to go and confiscate people's consciousnesses, conquer them, take them over. Just like in that fucking film, not Cocoon. That was actually a very friendly alien movie, but there was another one. Not They Live, it was something else, where you had like a parasite. The thing. They go and they take over people's consciousnesses. They're very, very sensitive. They put them inside roaches or people so that you're not scared of them. People's bodies that have been taken over by roaches. Just like in that film that you saw, what was that film with Stephen King? I'm trying to think. This is some nightmarish shit. It was one of his series. I can't think of it off the top of my head, but it was where they had all them little roaches in the laboratory and they were taking over people. But I mean, I'm going to tell you something right now. It's horrible. I saw bits of it last night, the roach realm. What they do is they work with an entity called Guru. That's supposed to be how they look a lot like the people that they're working with, or maybe how the person wishes they look. Because I'm still on the fence about Joe Hips and Barbara Hips being the fucking people. The way the roach attachments responded, I'm not really sure. But anyways, with that being said, what they do is they go around. The realm that they fuck with is a realm where these entities, these parasitic entities, take over people's consciousnesses. They get installed in various ways. They're parasites. They steal the energy harvest off you once they get into your consciousness. They steal your blessings and spiritual powers and abilities until they kill you in your sleep, as well as anything else that the person wants to energy harvest off of. That's including your personality, which actually looks like a disco. It looks like a disc from the 70s in the astral plane, as well as your astral memories. I've been losing memories because of this shit recently, because they've really been getting hard on me because of what I've been doing. Now, in the latter stage, where they start to kill you in your sleep, they start to insert dead parasites in you that take you out. And I felt myself slowly dying yesterday after making the revelations that I made about Barbara, Veronica Edwards doing the shit that she's doing, Paul Edwards doing the shit that she's doing. This is some really, really deep interconnected shit. Now, anybody here has probably heard of MK Ultra. I don't think these niggas are that fucking deep. I'm not picking that up, but there's really no fucking telling. This motherfucker. See, one thing they like to do is they become your higher selves as part of this curse. So a lot of shit could be getting blocked. But, it's a good thing that I still have a strong connection with my highest self, my true highest self, my higher selves, that can curb that shit. So I'm not completely controlled like a lot of people. Next time you see a raving, lunatic, mad fucking person on the streets, just know what I'm saying is real, and they can be afflicted with the very fucking thing that I'm talking about. I'm going to keep banging on these motherfuckers, because they need to be banged on. This is evil what they're doing. I can literally physically feel things from the astral plane now, because I'm getting closer to that. With that being said, the way this shit works is, okay, MK Ultra. I used to talk about it way back in the day. They had CIA experiments conducted in the 1960s in which people unwittingly were being afflicted with, laced with LSD and all of that. Woo. That's not the case here. I'm dealing with astral parasites of an extreme fucking magnitude. They would wipe their memories clean. They would all of a sudden see shit appear from out of nowhere, object support in their hand, just out of nowhere. They have something called microwave, where they burn you out the blue. All of that happened to me in the beginning stages of when this curse was allowed to break out while I was in jail. Like I say before, and I'm going to say it again, this is no ordinary ass curse. I would feel something come through the walls. I would feel literal human strength come through the walls, grab me by the fucking neck, and start putting something like some type of iron device on me over my head that was designed to burn me. Going back to the time when I lived on the PCH, I was doing weird shit that I didn't want to do, and I couldn't understand why. And it's because I was being controlled at the time. From what I understand, Paul Edwards, Joe Hips, whatever the fuck he is, went and grabbed my, whatchamacallit, a piece of my, a soul piece of mine that Baron Samedi had. He actually helped me yesterday. And then reattached it to me. And put a piece of his soul piece in there. And put his entity attachments on the right side. Which my spirit guides, I believe they moved a long time ago. So that they can feed. And that's why I was acting fucking weird. That's why I was woking people. That wasn't me, in large part. That's not my personality. But I will fuck up somebody now if they fucking don't play. Trying to get over something, don't play games. Even without me wanting to fuck you up, this shit here, I'm gonna say it right now. I don't want to say it's contagious, but these little evil little motherfuckers, they see somebody, they're gonna try to get in. If they feel like, they're gonna try to get in. They're evil fuckers. If you don't have strong enough ancestral spiritual protection, they will try to get in. This is like a sci-fi fucking nightmare. This is not no curse. I'm not gonna even say it's a curse anymore. What I'm dealing with is a sci-fi nightmare. Now, a lot of what I just said about microwaving and all of that, and the porch and objects out of nowhere. Like, I looked in my hand one time and I saw a giant-ass fucking cockroach. Madagascar cockroach while I was sitting in jail. These things is very complex. You have to have a well-built internal system of spiritual protection. You have to have a God. We're talking about a Baron Samedi. We're talking about a goddess Kali. We're talking about a Lord Shiva in charge to keep this shit out. A very strong spiritual protection. My Southeast Asian ancestors, past life, they don't play. Japanese, they don't play. But you can only do so much because these things are relentless when you're their target. Even Baron Samedi had a hard time keeping them motherfuckers out. Now this shit here is like a computer program. They do things in bits and parts. They put stuff into you using a connector that looks like this. Your pineal gland. They put entity attachments, also known as roach attachments, into your pineal gland. And they invade your consciousness that way. It's a sci-fi fucking nightmare what I'm dealing with. From there, they embed themselves in the aspects of your head where consciousness lies and just starts like a fucking computer virus takeover. Spawn. They use roach attachments of the ancestors that they've done taken over, usually of past victims, one of which is a girl codenamed Rosie. But I keep hearing it could be something related to Zendaya. I don't know. From what I heard, here you are, brother. I believe that in the astral plane, she paid, I think $20,000 or $1 million to get rid of my ass. There was a bunch of celebrities involved, I was told. Anyways, they get in you. They take you over. They move around your consciousness, energy harvest, move parts of your consciousness that the person wants of you. And then if they want to kill you and energy harvest off you by placing them in one of their numerous hell realms, as they've done my father in multiple timelines, and his friends on the NOPD, and as they've done to I'm trying to think. other people's ancestors. I know that. I wanted to mention this. Pilot numbering. He's used to take over an ancestor, so he becomes part of your ancestral bloodline. Embed himself in it, so it's hard to get rid of the curse. And then he ultimately takes over your consciousness and leads you into his hell realm. Anyways, at the latter stages of this curse, when they're done finishing with you, they place you in any one of their hell realms, and the hell realms are fucking insanely horrible fucking places. Nobody deserves to go. I've seen different hell realms, and the hell realms they got are the worst. They embed their hell realms in the heads of their victims as well as themselves. They connect to you via the subconscious as well as the consciousness. I'm gonna show you this right here. Their original hell realm, the one in which they work with, is connected to the back of their subconscious on the left-hand side right here. All you have to do is unplug it if you want to fuck their asses up. Because like I said before, these people are not going to fucking stop until you kill them. You have to kill them. There's no other way around. You got to take their asses out. I keep hearing them little roach spirits say, we got to be fed. We got to be fed. In the earliest stages of this fucking onslaught here. I would hear them assholes throw them out saying, leave me the fuck alone, leave me the fuck alone, and pass them on to me. And tell these little motherfuckers, I don't want to be bothered with you. I don't want to feed you. They feed, even though they can be reprogrammed, I think, off of misery, suffering, and pain. Seeing you suffer, which is what they're primed to do. These roach attachments. From there, what they start doing is, let me go ahead and describe some of the hell realms. A lot of them have something to do with cockroaches. The worst is when you end up in palate number 8, or any roach. You end up in the acid stomach of these roaches, where you squirm for all eternity and you cannot get a word out, because these things, their specialty is controlling your consciousness, so you can't even reach your ancestors, your friends, your family on the other side. There's roach realms, the higher ones, where you can't see them, but they feed off you and you feel it a little bit, but not that much. There's roach realms where you have small cockroaches and big flying ones overhead, where they feed off of people perpetually. You can't take a shit in the toilet because they're going to jump into your ass. And take you over. When people talk about curses, you're dealing with low-level entities from the astral plane. We're talking about shit that's not even sensitive at all. Something that, like for instance, people may pick up on, an entity that may keep your car from starting. But they have a one-track mind. They can't even really fucking think. They're mindless. They just do something to feed off of. These roaches aren't like that. They're super fucking clever. They plot. And they have contracts with the people that they're working with, from what I understand. These things keep calling these people customers. I'm convinced that a lot of so-called schizophrenic people you see talking about the CIA are dealing with such entities. If they're not implanting something in your fucking brain and all of that, usually that's something coming from the astral plane. That's what happened to me with entity attachments. You're dealing with shit that you're dealing with something similar to what I'm dealing with. Something that nobody has heard of. And that I'm one of the very few people to talk about. Because most people don't know about this shit. Most people ain't gonna talk about this. It's a nightmare when these things take over your consciousness, because intrusive thoughts, they take form in the astral plane. And the minute you think a thought, it manifests and can hurt your higher self, spirit guides. Is what's happened to me. You can't control that. And they don't understand. There's a god, his name is Aludamare, and he's good at controlling that. He's the god of Santeria. He's the god. He's God. He's good at controlling that. Very few guys are very good at controlling that. You know, my poor higher selves, my spirit guides don't understand that. You know, it's hard for them to, you know, when they're dealing with somebody that's that into the astral plane like myself, my consciousness, it's hard to turn that off. Intrusive thoughts work against you. They become like a bomb. The minute you step on, the minute you just think it, shit explodes. And you fuck up something in the astral plane without even trying. That's been happened to me numerous times. I can't even find comfort or solace in my own fucking head anymore. Meditate. Because I might wander onto a thought that might fuck something up over there. And fuck me up in the process. It's that scary. With that being said, I got word in the spirit plane that these people deal. Paul Edwards has a blog on the dark web. I'm still wondering to myself if it's Joel and Barbara Hips that I'm dealing with. Because that bitch looks so much like the motherfucker I walked upon. And I know that they got scared the minute I discovered Barbara's identity, this picture. So that means I'm getting closer, and that's when they really started launching into attack mode recently. That's why my voice sounds strained. They've moved vocal cords, throat chakras, and all that shit. They started removing my major consciousness, and that's what's really fucking me up. And every time I try to get better, from what I understand, they have a deal. I don't even know if I don't think it's the real he-cate, but with a roach attachment, rosy roach attachment that's acting as he-cate, that likes to steal a lot of my timelines. They recently stole timelines of mine where I was meant to escape this curse. As well as, not Barbara, but yeah, Barbara. They were the primary ones that's been acting as he-cate. From what I understand, I think from what I experienced yesterday, I think Zendaya's higher self is acting as such. I don't know. I don't know about that, but I know confirmation tells me. That's why they're so antagonistic and big on blocking money coming my way. They look like this. It's because the whole point of this shit is to try to drive you towards suicide by making your life as hard and miserable as possible. That's why I'm gonna keep doing videos about this. That's why I'm gonna keep, ringing the bell, putting the green light out there to kill these motherfuckers. Because they're not gonna stop. With that being said, I was told that these motherfuckers were on the dark web. And on the dark web, they talk about the evil shit that they do to people. But it got me thinking, plenty of people put dark, evil-ass magic on people. On my blog at one point, I used to boast about how, but I went after people who deserved it. I would claim I killed motherfuckers with it. I didn't. Never really did. From what I'm finding out in the astral plane. That was actually Paul Edwards. Using my soul piece to do that. Anyways, these motherfuckers. People don't run a blog on the dark web unless you're doing something you ain't got no business doing. You too, man. Love you too. Thank you, man. Thank you. I appreciate you. Everything all right?
Everything's great.
I'm happy for you. I'm happy for you, man. I'm happy for you. No, it's not. That being said, these people, you don't have a blog on the dark web unless you're doing something you ain't got no business doing. I revealed in an article yesterday how in the astral plane, Barbara Hips, or really Veronica Hips, from what I understand, she lives in Malibu, I think on Alhambra. 133 is 13313 Alhambra or Agora Road or some shit like that. Something way. I keep hearing way. I talked about how I saw and witnessed in a dream that was very, very vivid. These motherfuckers, her and two young white boys, picking up a young black woman. She wasn't a sex worker. Offering her weed, drove her to a vestibule. I saw that. And raping her and killing her with a knife. Repeatedly. In one instance, what's that motherfucking name? Paul Edwards. Was it Veronica Edwards turned one of my ancestors, very spiritual, powerful lady, into a platypus-like creature. It was the scariest thing. I saw that vividly, and she was coming for me, trying to attack me, and I had to close the door, and they had two white boys in it. And I believe that's Paul in Veronica's kitchen. It was brown. It was very simple looking. It might have been one of their homes. They were coming down the street. With that being said, the onset of this curse, I heard that these motherfuckers, Paul and Veronica Edwards, are involved in child trafficking, and that both in the physical as well as the spiritual plane, they have dungeons where they have children that are meant by them to be brought and sold, largely kids from Africa. Children from Africa, babies from Africa. As well as, I know in the case of Michael Terrence's Native American kids, because of the high spiritual abilities and talents that both groups harbor. Now they've done something after my recent spate of videos to block where they're at in the astral plane. They put borders, they roach attachments. I'm just gonna say it like this: visualization. Just remove that cord so that you can be able to get to them. Their spiritual protection is connected to and is largely located on the motherboard, which is right behind their consciousness. Destroy that and get to them. You want to pull out the main consciousness and their soul consciousness. Fuck it. You want to pull it out all. Main consciousness is in the middle. take him out. Because these motherfuckers are hell-bent. 2 fucking millionaires to energy harvest off of a homeless person. Steal my money, steal my shit, and kill me in my sleep. That's the most hard thing I've ever fucking heard. And they've done it to a lot of down and out folks. We're gonna do it to these folks here. Now I'm gonna say something right now. They constantly have their higher selves, especially Michael and Terrence, surrounding me. Right on, I forgot the street, but there's a shop called Barbera. It's a crystal shop right on in Santa Monica. Walking downtown when you're walking towards it. Michael O'Terry started following me around the shop, his higher self. When people talk about, oh, this person following me, it's usually their higher self. They got a demonic ass higher self. I know that Palinumbre is married, attached, in other words, to Michael O'Terrence's higher and highest self. Because he's an evil motherfucker. I'm going to say this right now. These are some evil ass people that I'm up against. And it's very, very complex. I don't even think I'm touching the surface on what I'm dealing with. I'm not sure if they're close-knit or if they're loosely based. I don't know. I know they're evil motherfuckers that need to be taken out. They've killed at least about 16 people. This shit. That's what I saw. With Joe Hips, Barbara Hips, I'm seeing 25 people that they killed. I'm going to say something too right now. It's funny, ironically, because when I called them, something told me to call them for a reading. The first thing to come out their mouth is, we don't want to hear any negativity. Don't share any negativity. It's like I'm coming to you for a fucking tarot card reader. Why would you not want me to talk about the truth even if it's negative? I'm coming to you so I can find out the truth. Whether it's negative or fucking positive. So yes, I'm going to be happening to talk about some negative shit. Fuck wrong with you. That's how you know a motherfucker's a liar. Now, I'm going to say this right now. I'm not getting MK Ultra vibes off this shit. But I'm getting people who know about arcane things off the grid that a lot of people don't fucking know, like the roach realm and all that shit. A lot of people don't know that. We all have roach realms within us. But they work with something that's very fucking demonic. That's designed to tear your insides out. I'm going to tell you something else right now. When I talked about their roach attachments and how they look, when I heard from He Cape, a couple of others too, the fake one, ain't the real one, how they look, it was the most terrifying thing. I saw it in a dream the other night. I was on the train, they had Indians there, it was dark brown, I believe I was in the roach realm low key, because they like to disguise shit, but they take it. And I saw like a giant fucking roach come out of this woman, and it just scared the fuck out of me. It came like a whole lot of them attached to one. It looked like a fucking tank or some shit like that. It was fucked up looking. Giant smush cockroaches was accurate, but that don't even begin to describe what I saw. It's hard to describe it because it's the 6th dimension. With that being said, when I did a video talking about that was one of the first videos in which I did, revealing this shit. I'm walking down the street in Santa Monica. I'm wearing a shirt. It don't matter. Fucking nigga from out of fucking nowhere grabs my fucking tits. So I pop that motherfucker. I swing on that bitch. I damn near fucking threw that nigga in traffic. So we get into a fucking argument. Something tells me. I knew right then and there that motherfucker, it's the big deal. He got sent so that in the scruffle I can lose my fucking cell phone and not upload that video. In another instance, I got into a fight with some homeless people damn near. One of them took my water bottle when I was gone. I come back, I see the water bottle. See, they had it after approaching me. When you start getting on the truth about these motherfuckers, they influence people to attack you. In the astral plane, they have their pilot number. I believe we all have them. But this motherfucker here, he works with them. He's an evil motherfucker. He puts your ancestors and shit in jars that look like squares. Be careful of that. They don't respect the spirits that they work with. They don't respect spirits, period. There's some more stuff I want to talk about with pilot numbering. But I got to figure out what the fuck is going on with that before revealing that. They take these motherfuckers like they did him. He ain't mine, but he's somebody else's. And they install them in your head. Fuck your shit up and fuck you up. That's why I feel it's important to do these videos, to be seen, to have a light shown on this shit, so I'm not just alone. I lost my voice, fighting this shit. They try taking my baby self away from me, aspects of my consciousness. And I have to fight every single day to get that shit back. What they do is, in the latter quarters of the curse, they start putting everything in his head. From what I understand, Guru looks like this. Is going to be what Paul Edwards will become in the astral plane when he dies. He's going to take over that hell realm and control it. The key to getting rid of this shit is to get rid of the hell realms. And there's different ways you could do it through visualization. Their consciousnesses, along with ours, look like this.
She's actually really sweet.
Veronica Edwards is white, bluish, I believe. Paul Edwards is a black red, very dark, like demonic, hellish, but Mars energy. You can get your shit back instantly. I'm gonna warn you. These motherfuckers are relentless and they like to attack you in your sleep. That's why people be having the TV on and shit to protect themselves. That's when I get attacked. They say I know something new will happen. Like I almost lost my soul consciousness the other day. They put pilot number in your roach attachment, which is connected to the human version. It's a man dressed in a red spacesuit to hurt you. I'll show you how he looks. Look like a cartoon. That's how he originally looks. The time he was parading is my own. Like I say, I don't know which is which. I can't tell. I don't know. But I'm going to say this right now. This is some horrible shit. They'll set it up. But you have to attach to them, keep them attached for a while to get your shit back. So they claim, but you don't really have to do that. In the future, I'm going to talk about how you get your shit back. They can't take your shit all the way. They keep complaining, oh, you keep getting your shit back, and ooh. There's ways. There's always a way. As long as you're physically alive, and even if you're dead, you can't change certain things. There's always a way. Everything's with God, and there's an ultimate God. There's a big God. There's always a way. Get your shit back. With that being said, like I said, I'm down to my soul consciousness now, so I can't, really look what's going on in the astral plane. They work with 12 people, Veronica and Paul Edwards. Some of them are attached to the Church of Rose. I see an Ann, I see a Barbara. I see a Clovis, I know there's a Lionel. Those might be prior victims. Okay, they fucking with me right now. Anyways, I'm gonna report. You know what? Let me go ahead and sit down and see what's going on. Got whooping cough because I'm so close to that dealing with this shit. Just like I picked up. It's like I sensed. It's like I figured. They killed Cookie Tookie. They took her out in her sleep. They go after people who are drug addicts and alcoholics because they're the easiest. But usually they insert Paul Edwards' alcoholism on you to make it hard to escape the curse. So with that being said, if anybody out there has had any run-ins with these people, please take care of yourselves and have a wonderful day.